Welcome back. So the syllabus. There's a lot of information in the syllabus we are not covering in class. This is just some things I want to highlight. Again, the best way to contact me is through email. I did put up my phone, my office phone number, but I share it with a few other professors. So there's no guarantee you'll get a hold of me that way. I do check my emails fairly regularly, but please give me at least 4 to 8 hours for response time. This semester we will be using the Brown-LeMay book. You do not have to bring your book to class, but you will be needing it because we will try to cover as much material as we can in class, but there's a lot of content that is more straightforward, and I just will expect you to know it from reading and taking time that we did not cover it in class. Online on the As You Learn page, I don't know if you've seen it, but there is an e-textbook, so you have options. Just like in 1101, you will need a non-programmable calculator. If you are new to App State and have not taken 1101 here, there is a under course material and As You Learn, there is a document that lists all the okayed and allowed calculators. If you used a calculator last semester, you should be fine this semester. We will start clicker questions and clicker points on Friday's class, so make sure that you register it. If you don't know how, again, there is a document on As You Learn that walks you through. We will mainly communicate through As You Learn, so make sure you look at the announcements and check that for quizzes and things. Sapling homework times and due dates will be on the Sapling site, so that's not going to pop up on As You Learn. That's something you'll have to go through. Make sure that you pay attention to the time and date, not just the date. If you have any questions, let me know. Cell phones are not allowed in class. If I notice it and it's annoying me, I will call you out. It's disrespectful, and it is disruptive, so don't do that. Important dates to remember: spring break is March 5th through the 9th. The exam 2 is March 2nd. I want to make sure that you guys know that exam date, so that way you don't try to plan spring break trips early. According to the university policy, those days are, that day is counted as a class day, so you are expected to attend. If you already planned a spring break trip, that does not count as an excuse absent, and you will get a 0 for that exam. So make sure you plan ahead for that. Drop date is March 26th. Final exam is May 4th. If you are in my 108 class, so my 8 a.m. class, our final exam is May 4th. Our exam 4 is May 2nd. So the last exam is on the last day of class. We have reading day, and then you have a final exam. If you have if you do end up having to miss an exam and it's excused, typically our makeup exam is May 3rd. So that's 3 exams in 1 week, which is why I highly recommend not missing an exam. You should have all gotten an email from Dr. Howe. We will not have labs this week. You will be meeting starting January 2nd and that week. Grades. So the grade breakdown is as shown. There will be 4 exams, and exams are worth 40% of your grade, so that means each exam is worth about 10% of your grade. The final exam is worth 20%. That is a department requirement. That is not mine, so that cannot be changed. You will have homework, quizzes, and class participation, which would mainly consist of iClicker questions, but sometimes there's also other little assignments that we do in class. All exams are cumulative, meaning that you can expect materials from exam 1 and exam 3. So you can't just forget it. Luckily, 1102 flows a lot better than 1101, so it's not, so you will expect to know the material because it is relevant to what you're learning. You are allowed 1 excused absence for an exam. You will have to, we'll have to discuss that, and documentation is preferred. If you have, you can look on the online university policy for general excuses. So if you have a religious holiday, you have, I think, 2 weeks from today to let me know about it. You cannot wait until a few days before the holiday and let me know. You need to let me know soon. If you have a university approved travel, I'll need documentation for that. If you're super ill, you need documentation for that. The App State Health Department does not give out excuses, so you'll need to just let me know the time and your banner ID so I can check on that. So if you have any questions, you must, you can email me. The other thing is your excuses has to be done before class. So if you wait until like the next day to let me know that you were sick, it only takes a couple seconds to email me, so just please do so. I will need to fix this. We aren't actually doing chapter 7 so if you look at the chapters, we aren't doing chapter 12. These dates are here, assuming that we don't get any more snow. So we'll try to keep those dates. The material may change based on snow days and where we are in the class, but we'll try to keep the dates as is. Again, if you have my 107 class, and you're watching this video, your final exam is May 9th. I'm not going to go over this. You can read it, or everything. Basically, it's just saying you have 4 exams. There'll be 1 common makeup exam at the end that will be, again, cumulative. So if you miss exam 1, your makeup exam will cover everything. So again, it will be in your best interest not to miss an exam. The final exam is a standardized ACS exam. If you have the ACS study guide from last semester, it will work for this semester. If not, we will be selling more guides this semester. Quizzes will mostly be done on As You Learn, but don't be surprised if we do one in class. They will be timed. Besides the first quiz, all other quizzes will only get 1 chance, and there is a specific time limit. You will not be able to see the answers until the quiz is closed, but once the quiz is closed, you can go back and review, and if you have any questions, please let me know. I think one of the biggest issues is students starting the quiz and trying to look up answers as you go. That's not how it's set up. I expect you to know the material before you start the quiz. Just like you would take a quiz in class with no extra material, I also expect you not to use extra material. I recommend having a periodic table nearby, and please don't cheat. Do not discuss the quiz with others. If I find you are cheating, the minimum punishment is getting a 0 for the rest of your quiz assignments. Okay? Whether the quiz is online or in person or in class, if you cheat, everything will get a 0. So it is not in your best interest to cheat. If you have any questions, please let me know. Class participation, clicker questions. We'll have a few during the lecture. Sometimes they will be Sometimes they will be done at for just participation points, and sometimes they will be done for correctness based on if we've covered the material before. I would like to check on that. If you don't come to class, whether excused or not, you're not going to get the point because it's class participation point. However, if you have not missed a single day, you will receive extra credit at the end of the semester. I will try to upload the grades within 24 hours of the class. You have 48 hours to dispute any grade changes once the grade is uploaded. And that's true for any graded assignment, whether it is homework, exams, or quizzes, or clicker questions. You will have 48 hours after the assignment is posted to dispute anything. Sapling. So if you have, most of you should have already be familiar with Sapling. This is a new course, so you will be expected to pay. If you are also taking 1120, then it is in your best interest to buy the 2 courses for $48 and apply the credit next week when they talk about it. So go ahead and sign up for 1102. Do this, register through my site. Lab and lecture are different, so you'll have to click on 2 different links for that. Don't worry about lab until next week. Okay. You have 14 days from, I guess, Tuesday to pay for it, so you do have a little time if you can't pay right now. If you've taken 1102 and have paid for a Sapling account already, email me. You don't have to pay again. So one of the benefits of Sapling is once you pay for it, it is yours forever, or until Sapling closed down. Okay? So that means if you want, you should still have access to 1101 if your instructor had it. So you can go back and check it and review and things like that. If you've taken 1102 in previous semesters and have already paid for 1102, that means you don't have to pay for it again. But if you have already paid for 1102, please email me your name and your banner ID and your username, and I will get that sorted. Here are directions are straightforward. Please read these directions before. The only thing I really wanted to emphasize is it'll ask you for a key code. This key code is your section number. Okay, so if you're taking me at 8 a.m., it is 108. If you're taking me at 1 p.m., it is 107. It is very important that you separate the key codes correctly because your grades won't sync, and I'll have to go in and try to hopefully be able to fix it. If you do not put in the correct key code, your grades will not sync, like I just said. If I have to go in and correct it, you will lose 5 points on the first assignment. So please make sure that you follow directions. If you do not pay before the grace period ends, you will not have access to Sapling, which means you can't do your assignments, and that means you may lose points on your homework and or lab assignments. Make sure you put your banner ID in profile. Okay, and when in doubt, check the syllabus or email me. So I need to correct this. Again, we're not covering Chapter 12. We'll just be doing Chapter 13. This is not the order that we'll be going in, but this is kind of the idea of things that we're going to cover. We're going to cover a little bit more about states of matter, equilibria, and some important concepts like kinetics and electrochemistry. I'm not going to show you this on this video, but please make sure you look at these videos about Chapter 10 stuff, and we'll be learning about that in Friday. If you have any questions, please email me.